Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ruach HaKodesh, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to you, sincere and hopeful elect Akim, pushing the word of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai in spirit and in truth. Ma'ah Arabai, a lot that is saying 144,000 in the Lashawan Kodash. All right, Ma'ah Arabai, a lot. That is a number we are striving to be a part of. We hope to be a part of in this ministry. Now, this will be a quick lesson, just something that was on my mind. Actually, something the brother Thabo Wa'a, one of the elders in the camp, as well as myself, were talking about yesterday. We were pretty much chopping it up. And, I was telling them, this road is so bugged out that, this road is so bugged out. How do I put it? This road is so bugged out that you have to go online, all right, go on the internet, which the internet in itself is a fictitious world. It's a world in and of its own, all right, the internet, the World Wide Web. That's a false reality. However, we have to go on the internet to actually find out what's really happening in the world, or via the news, these, news sources. So we have to go we have to go online to a fake world to find out what's really going on as far as current events and things of that nature. Yet in the real world, when you go out and about in public and at least for the region in which, we're in, the Northwest up here, you go out in public and, these people act as if what's really going on is not really happening. Okay, the situation with Iran, the Strait of Hormuz, the blockade, oil prices, grocery prices in general getting more expensive, the state of affairs with the economy. All right, the president bugging out, and every week he's doing some bugged out shit that's affecting, the everyday so-called American. These things is actually happening. Yet when you interact with people in the real world, it's like they don't even know it's happening. But then when you go online, everybody online knows exactly what's happening. Everybody got an account, a YouTube, a Facebook, a Twitter, a TikTok, or a bunch of different platforms, and everybody got this identity online and knows all this, truth about what's really going on in societies, the world over. But in actual reality, at least here in America, people act as if they are completely oblivious to what's really going on, man. And I was just, chopping it up with the brother about that. And I was like, man, this is a, this road is crazy, man. This is this the Matrix for real, man. Some bugged out shit, but we need salvation from this, man. All right, so just grabbing a couple scriptures, a couple precepts. This will be quick. This is 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 17. It says, "For our light affliction," let me read this in the NLT. It says, "For our present troubles are small and won't last very long." All right, and for us brothers that's really striving, we go through troubles, we go through afflictions, we go through hurdles and things of that nature on a daily basis, and we just deal with it. All right, brothers, that endure, You know, we're built to be soldiers, man. All right, we're built to go through, hell and high water for the names of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, it says, yet they produce for us a glory that vastly outweighs them and will last, outweighs them and will last forever. Okay, so the glory that we're going to receive as a result of enduring troubles, perils and afflictions and what have you, that glory is gonna vastly, outweigh, the hell that we caught on this side. All right, this rat race, Groundhog's Day, matrix that we gotta, pretty much maneuver in. Okay, which it can be taxing on the soul, man. Just maneuvering through this damn matrix, man, is draining. You had Apostle Tahar, I want to say last week, did a video on which he mentioned that, if I'm not mistaken, he was getting into this place ending, it's got to end soon, because he was saying that it weighs down on his spirit. And, that week that he said that, that was heavy in my spirit too. Like, man, like, just waking up that week was like, fuck, man. Like, how much longer, man? Like, because this place is draining on the spirit. All right. And even people that don't know the truth, all right, that's completely, tapped into this society, just everybody's through here, man. Everybody is worn down. Everybody has complaints. Even Edomites are complaining. Okay. So we look forward to that glory. All right. Verse 18 in the NLT, it says, so we don't look at the troubles we can see now. Rather, we fix our gaze on things that cannot be seen. For the things we see now will soon be gone, but the things we cannot see will last forever. All right, so we got our minds set on the kingdom. We got our eyes set on the kingdom. All right, just like in the military, when we used to do a PT test, we had a 2-mile run. And it's something about that last quarter mile. All right, you can see the finish line. People that might have, already finished. You gotta, you always got that one friend that's real good at running, and he might be, in front of you. All right, he crossed the line, and that's motivation for you to cross the line. You got certain individuals that's in charge of taking scores and whatnot. They got the timers. They timing you. Certain NCOs or sergeants timing you. All right, so you get to that last quarter mile, you can start seeing all those individuals and whatnot. And you pick up the pace. Okay, you tap into that endurance. You stride it out. So that's where we're at as far as us men of the Lord. Being able to see the finish line with all these, situations and events happening in the earth currently. All right, we know that we're at the end of this thing. All right, and with that means that, soon we'll be in the kingdom, and everything here is gonna be gone. All of what we see, this world, the fashion of this world, the architecture, the GMOs, the rebelliousness, the demonic ass women, just evil, it's going to be uprooted. All right. We look forward to that. All right. 1 Corinthians 7, in 29, I'm going to read this in the NLT. It says, "But let me say this, dear brothers and sisters, this time that remaineth is very short. The time that remaineth is very short. So from now on, those with wives should not focus only on their marriage. Those who weep or who rejoice over, or who rejoice or who buy things should not be absorbed by them, weeping or their joy." excuse me. Let me read that again. Those who weep or who rejoice or who buy things should not be absorbed by their weeping or their joy or their possessions. Those who use the things of the world should not become attached to them. And that's something that, the apostles have pushed, since I first came in. Was always the apostles letting us know that, not to be attached to this world. You got to unplug. You got to tap into the matrix. When it comes to operating in the system. Having a job, paying bills, things of that nature. But you got to be able to unplug. All right, get in, get out. And over the years we've seen dudes who don't possess the ability to actually fully unplug from the matrix. Okay, and then they end up getting swallowed and sucked right back into that shit. Okay, it says those who use the things of the world should not become attached to them, for this world as we know it will soon pass away. Right? So if this world is going to soon pass away, don't be invested in it. Which the fact that it's going to pass away shows you that this is a bugged out ass world. Like I was saying at the start of the video, you go online, all right, which is a form of the matrix. You got an online presence, an online ID, an online identity, all right, and that online identity, you get information, you get news, current events, things of that nature, all right, but in actual reality, these people are completely clueless as to the major events taking place in the earth. All right. Either that or they live their life in complete matrix mode. They fail to unplug from the matrix. They're completely sucked into that fictitious world. All right. Which is just bugged out, man. You got certain people that live their whole life playing video games. You got grown men here in America that when they get home from work, if they even do have a job, the first thing they do is just go straight to the room or the living room or wherever and put on the headset and start playing video games until they decide to go to sleep. All right, that's crazy, man. All right, that's the a level of the matrix that certain people are tapped into or stuck in. Alternative or alternate reality. All right. Now for us, this is John 8 and verse 32. It says, "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." All right. So, we got to give praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. In the fact that, he has made us free. Our spirits are free. We're still in captivity, but our minds are not chained down and locked into this matrix. We know that there's something above, what Esau, uh, dangles up there in the form of a religion or whatever. You know, we're unplugged from this shit. And another, man, I was thinking about this. I believe it was yesterday. Even with the movie The Matrix, when they had the scene, a couple times I believe they showed, the sky where it's all like black, and then it's like thunder and lightning, and it's like green. It's weird. It's green and black and just a gloomy ass demonic looking sky where babies was born in grown ass people. I believe it was not babies. They was born in pods and just weird shit. And with these chemtrails, I was thinking this nigga's blocking the sun out with the chemtrails. And if the Lord didn't come back, we literally would be living in a world like that, you know, to where the sky is fucking black, man. Just fake, just fake ass. You can't even see the sky because it's blacked out, But above what you see, you got Esau in a goddamn airplane spraying chemtrails, man. That's the kind of world Esau wants us to live in, the elites. So the water Yahbashim sorry for the fact that this current world is temporal, and we've been blessed to understand and know that. Okay. So, Abra Zada was edifying. Until next time, Shalom.